Hi, I'm Jill Goldsmith, Chatham's Town Manager, and thank you for tuning in to watch the 2025 Annual Town Meeting Preview Show. Chatham's Annual Town Meeting takes place on Saturday, May 10th at 11 a.m. at the Monomoy Regional Middle School, 425 Crowell Road. This year, we've changed the format for the show to make it shorter, but we're adding a new resource for voters, our annual town meeting warrant digital companion. This hyperlinked online resource contains information about each of the articles, as well as a video archive linked to each of the articles as presented by staff to the Select Board. You'll be able to watch the presentations as well as the Select Board's discussions and questions. The final vote from the Select Board and the Finance Committee will be noted in the companion. This year's warrant and the digital warrant companion document can be found on our website at Town Meeting Central. To discuss a few of the larger financial articles of the warrant, I'm here with our Finance Director, Carrie Mazzarell. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Jill.
Here we are again for our second annual A.T.M preview show.
Yes.
So you're going to go over a few articles, and you're going to start with
The first article to discuss is Article number 9, the town's operating budget for FY 2026. The operating budget is presented at $44,154,028. This is an 8.19% increase over the current year operating budget, or an increase of $3,341,950. You can find further details of the operating budget in the town meeting warrant in Appendix B, starting on page A4, and Appendix C, starting on page A43. Details are also included in the FY 2026 digital budget book located on Budget Central. The Select Board voted 4 in favor and 0 opposed, and the Finance Committee voted 9 in favor, 0 opposed.
All right, so Carrie, it's really exciting that we had a unanimous vote by the Select Board and the Finance Committee, and it really is basically attributed to you and the Finance team for fully implementing the digital budget. It is such a great resource, and that was our goal, is to have the public review the budget as a whole and then come to town meeting prepared. So thank you very much for your work on it.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Article 10 is the Monomoy Regional School District Assessment for FY 2026. This is presented at $11,118,811. This is an increase of 7.86%, or $809,871 over the current year's assessment. I just want to mention this amount has changed from when the warrant was printed. The school committee approved a revised budget on March 27th, and the assessment was reduced from $11,210,103 to $11,118,811, which is $91,292 less. The Select Board voted 5 in favor and 0 opposed, and the Finance Committee voted 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
So Carrie, we use these figures in the separate article for the school budget to do our financial assumptions moving forward, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And so that's why it's voted as a separate article, but it's part of the town's financial management plan.
Yes, that is correct.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Article 11 is a request for additional funds for the Monomoy Middle School siding and trim project. This article was first presented to the voters to approve a debt exclusion in the amount of $2.5 million. Since that time, the scope of the project has grown and the estimated costs of the repairs have increased. This article is to approve the additional funding in the amount of $9,007,030 for a debt authorization by the Monomoy Regional School. Based upon the regional agreement and 3-year average foundation enrollment, Chatham's share is 23.19% at $2,088,730, and Harwood's share is 76.81%. It's estimated to be $6,918,300. The district would incorporate the debt payments into each town's annual assessment. Select Board voted 5 in favor, 0 opposed, and Finance Committee voted 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
So another unanimous vote, and this is the school district's debt, not the town of Chatham's.
That's correct.
In our assessments, we'll see the additional debt in future years. So probably, what do you think, FY27 be the first year?
I think there's a portion of the debt for FY 2026, and then for this, yeah, we'll see it in FY 27 moving forward.
Great.
Article 12, Cape Cod Regional Technical High School Budget. This article requests funding for Chatham's obligation to the Cape Cod Regional Technical High School in the amount of $587,949. This amount includes the assessment for 20 students in the amount of $424,702, and the town's portion of the debt payment for the new school in the amount of $163,247. The Select Board voted 3 in favor, 0 opposed, and the Finance Committee voted 9 in favor, 0 opposed. Article 15 is the 5-year capital improvement plan. The FY 2026 capital budget is recommended at $3,162,650, which is 7.16% of the operating budget. The capital plan is funded by free cash and other available funds and has no impact to the tax rate. This article is for the capital purchases of equipment, vehicles, and other large purchases that cost between $10,000 and $250,000. You can locate further details of the capital plan on page A29 in your town meeting warrant. The Select Board voted 4 in favor, 0 opposed, and the Finance Committee voted 9 in favor, 0 opposed.
So this is another unanimous vote by both the FinCom and the Select Board.
Yes,
And it has no impact to the tax rate because we use our other available funds.
that's correct.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome. The next article is Article 16. It's a capital project for the transfer station improvements. This project is for the continuation of efforts funded by the May 2023 annual town meeting towards the reconstruction of the recycling area at the transfer station. The town of Chatham is proposing various upgrades to the transfer station located at 97 Sam Ryder Road, including a new residential drop-off area and rehabilitation of the concrete floor in the tipping building. The overall goal of this project is to increase facility efficiency and safety for the transfer station users and employees. The town is seeking funds in the amount of $3,400,000 for the purpose of paying costs associated with redesign, renovation, construction at the town transfer station. The appropriation of funds will be $3 million of free cash and $400,000 through taxation. The impact of this article will be 4 cents on the tax rate. Select Board voted 4 in favor, 0 opposed, and the Finance Committee voted 9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Right, so another unanimous vote from the Select Board and the Finance Committee.
Yep.
And with our new digital companion, there's a great behind the scenes backstage film at the transfer station and having the transfer station employees taking Chatham TV around to show the residents and voters what is being done and what's been done already for the construction. So we're really excited to continue this project.
Yes, we are definitely excited to continue this project.
What's the next one?
The next one is Article 17.
Okay.
Article 17 is for the expansion and renovation of the existing Center for Active Living at 193 Stony Hill Road. The funding source for this capital project will be $5 million from free cash, which would have no impact to the tax rate. The Select Board voted 4 in favor, 0 opposed, and the Finance Committee voted 8 in favor, 0 opposed.
So I keep mentioning the unanimous vote by the Select Board and the Finance Committee, but we're reviewing articles in the budget for like 9 months. So there's a lot of meetings, a lot of input, a lot of presentations. And our Team Chatham staff is really great at their presentations and with your introductions as well. Mm-hmm. With this one in particular, we have a really great behind the scenes, and it's Leah Lacrosse, our Director of Community Services, who's welcoming people to the Center for Active Living as it currently exists, just to note some of the issues that we've had and what we're proposing for the renovation. So it's a really cool video that I hope voters check out.
So the next article is Article 18, the wastewater project expansion. This is a borrowing article in the amount of $32 million. This is to fund the next stage of the wastewater and includes funding to help pay for a portion of the sewer and grinder pumps. The request for $32 million is Phase 1F-1 and has been submitted to the State Revolving Fund for funding on the 2026 intended use plan, guaranteeing low-interest loan funding and the eligibility for 0% interest funding. This article requires a 2/3 majority vote. The Select Board voted 4 in favor, 0 opposed, and the Finance Committee voted 7 in favor, 1 abstained.
So this will be ballot question 1 for the annual town election. So if the article is approved with a 2/3 vote, Then the ballot question, if that gets approved just by a majority vote, we can move on to the next phase of our plan. Rob Faley, our Director of Public Works, has done very comprehensive presentations to both the Select Board and the Finance Committee if voters want to check that out, and there's links in our digital companion document. So Carrie, so you mentioned that some of the articles are funded by free cash in whole or a portion, so that there's no impact to the tax rate. Can you just go over free cash and what the balance will be?
Sure. We're using free cash for 5 articles. $316,200 for Article 3, which is the FY 2025 budget transfers. $2,575,950 for Article 15, which is the FY 2026 capital improvement plan. $3 million for Article 16, the transfer station improvements. $5 million for Article 17, the Center for Active Living renovations and expansion, and additionally $50,000 for Article 23, the Chatham Sewer Assistance Program. That leaves us with a balance of $244,688.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for your review.
You're welcome.
So the last 2 articles that we're reviewing today are Articles 39 and 40, and they relate to the West Chatham Neighborhood Center. It's a zoning bylaw amendment and a map change. Our planner, Christine O'Grady, along with Planning Board Chair Art Sprue and Vice Chair Catherine Halpern, have put together a frequently asked questions video with great explanations of the West Chatham Neighborhood Center District and zoning map articles. You can find it on Chatham TV YouTube channel and playing on Xfinity channel 1072. Thank you to our voters for watching the 2025 Annual Town Meeting Warrant Preview Show. The warrant for town meeting is now available online at the town's website, and hard copies have been mailed out to households of registered voters and also available at town offices. Don't forget the town's website is a great resource for town meeting. Town Meeting Central has all of this year's town meeting information, including our warrant companion with video archive links. We also have a scorecard for each article detailing recommendation votes if you want to print or download to follow along at town meeting. Chatham's annual town meeting will be held at the Monomoy Regional Middle School, 425 Kroll Road, beginning at 11 a.m. on Saturday, May 10th, and our annual town election will be held on Thursday, May 15th at the Community Center. If this is your first time voting in Chatham, you'll need to register to vote by April 30th. Town meeting childcare is available by reservation. Drop-off begins at 10 a.m. in the middle school library. The deadline to reserve a childcare spot for the May 10th annual town meeting is Friday, May 9th by 12 noon. Parents should email the community center for reservations.